In 1893, there was the Columbian Exposition in Chicago to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Columbus's landing in America. As part of that, there was this Parliament of World Religions. And that brought together 5,000 or 6,000 people from around the world in every denomination. And there, Swami Vivekananda, he appeared there, and he made a tremendous impact. I mean, for one thing, his personality, his voice, and what he said when he got up and said, "Brothers and sisters of America," the whole hall erupted, and then he was the most sought after person in that. So that really began the interfaith movement. Now from then onwards, in the 20th century, a large number of interfaith organizations came into being. One of them was the Temple of Understanding, founded by a remarkable American woman called Juliet Hollister in 1960. She started having these interfaith conferences around the world, and she happened to come to Calcutta once and to Bombay, where I met her, and she immediately, as it were, involved me in the Temple of Understanding. So I became interested and gradually became closer and closer to it until I ended up by becoming chairman of the Temple of Understanding International. I'm still the international chair. The mission of the Temple of Understanding was to bring together people of different religious denominations, different religions, in a harmonious dialogue. It was about trying to get people to understand the basics of each other's religions and to realize that there are multiple paths to the divine. That is the basic, as you know, our Indian mantra, Ekam Sat Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti. The truth is one, the wise call it by many names. In other words, the acceptance that there are multiple paths to the divine. No one religion can claim the exclusive monopoly of the divine. India has a very special ambience as far as the interfaith movement is concerned. In India, all the 8 or 9 world religions have flourished. We have 4 religions were born in India: Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism and Sikhism. Then 4 religions came to us from West Asia. Christianity came here in AD 57, almost very soon after Jesus himself. The Zarathustrians came here when they fled from Persia. Now they are the Parsis. Judaism came here. This is the only country perhaps that has never ever persecuted the Jews. And Islam came here in 2 incarnations. They came as iconoclasts and invaders, but they came also as Sufis. The great Sufi saints came here. And then the Baha'i faith, which is comparatively recent, has also come in, is now recognized as a religion. India can and should become a beacon for the whole world by the very fact that it practices an acceptance of all the great religious traditions that flourish here. Temple of Understanding India can help to change that by organizing these sort of functions, by collaborating with organizations that are already doing this sort of thing. Although we cannot do it ourselves all the time, we do collaborate with like-minded organizations, and there are many around the country, to try and see whether we cannot get a critical mass of public opinion to realize the significance of this movement. How do young people begin to understand the significance of the interfaith movement or of multi-faith traditions? What we need to do, without teaching religion, we can have what we call value-oriented education. including these interfaith values, which are essential. Even UNESCO has come up with a kit with regard to value-based education. And in this process of trying to widen and strengthen the interfaith movement, we intend to use the web, we intend to use videos, the media, the films if possible, on interfaith, taking each religion and then trying to see what are the elements in that religion that are universal. Because religions have two elements. There's one part of the religions which are purely local and purely, only confined to the time and place in history. And there are some that are universal and eternal. So can we tease out the universal elements in the various religions and then present them? That is a big task that still awaits to be done. Our message is really to bring hope to a world that is torn and distracted and fractured and fragmented. And that is an inner hope, basically. What is religion all about? In the final analysis, religion is about trying to get to your deepest consciousness. Now, what we really need is, we need to organize a mass movement in this direction. And there we need the cooperation of people like you, people who are watching this film, a cooperation of philanthropists who are giving millions of dollars to universities which are already brimming over with money. Why can't somebody give $1 million to the interfaith movement? We need now a commitment to the interfaith movement. Let there be some people now who are prepared to give their time, their energy, their support to this movement. We are full of hope. We are not, I know the situation is difficult. And very often, many of my colleagues say, Dr. Karan Singh, what is the use? You see fanaticism is taking over the world, but we can't accept that. We have to keep the faith. And by keeping the faith, we can do that through the interfaith movement.